Good morning. Closing arguments are set to begin in about an hour here. I can tell you that security has definitely increased here in Minneapolis. We've seen a lot more National Guard troops in Minneapolis. We've also seen a number of businesses that have also boarded up. Now, the word around the courthouse here this morning is that the jury could get the case by lunch. They will then be sequestered to begin their deliberations on whether or not Derek Chauvin is guilty or not. The video that has been seen around the world was also the centerpiece of the case against former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin. Prosecutors would play it during their opening statement, and the jury would see it in other videos showing the violent arrest of George Floyd back in May of last year over and over again.
You can believe your eyes. That it's a homicide, it's murder.
Chauvin's attorney Eric Nelson telling the jury it was drugs and an enlarged heart that killed Floyd, not Chauvin's knee on his neck for more than 9 minutes.
And you will learn that Derek Chauvin did exactly what he had been trained to do over the course of his 19-year career. The use of force is not attractive, but it is a necessary component of policing.
Through expert testimony, prosecutors painted a picture of an officer who betrayed his badge, did not follow use of force protocols, and did not let up on Floyd's neck even when he lost consciousness. A pulmonary doctor told jurors Chauvin at one point put nearly all of his weight on Floyd's neck.
A healthy person subjected to what Mr. Floyd was subjected to would have died as a result of what he was subjected to.
The defense used the video as well to point out how Floyd had resisted officers when they initially tried to get him into a squad car, and that he had ingested drugs just prior to his arrest for using a fake 20 to buy cigarettes. Both sides told the jury Floyd had struggled with an opioid addiction. The defense also called their own use of force expert, who said Chauvin was justified in pinning Floyd to the street.
Police officers don't have to fight fair. They're allowed to overcome your resistance by going up a level or resorting to a different force option to let them accomplish the goal of getting you to comply.
Jurors also heard emotional testimony from those who witnessed Floyd's death. An off-duty Minneapolis firefighter said she had witnessed a murder. Floyd's brother took the stand and told a story of a man who had his struggles in life but loved his mother and his family.
He used to make the best banana mayonnaise sandwiches, and he used to make syrup sandwiches because George couldn't cook, he couldn't boil water.
The defense called no character witnesses, and Chauvin himself did not take the stand in his own defense.
I will invoke my Fifth Amendment privilege.
Now, Derek Chauvin has been charged with second and third degree murder as well as second degree manslaughter. If he is convicted of the most serious charge, he's looking at 40 years. We're live in Minneapolis. I'm Eric Rung, WGN News.